She's a music superstar. She's a multi-gold and platinum winning singer, recording artist, and brilliant actress. And we are so honored to have coming up next here on the Jim Master Show Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show Series, the icon, the one and only Sheena Easton joining us here. She's actually on tour. There's a wonderful holiday tour that's coming up as well. We're going to tell you about that and also how you can get tickets and all kinds of cool things. But what a blessing, what an honor, privilege, and pleasure to have her here with us. We appreciate the time, too, because she is very, very busy. She's always doing something special for all of her fans. Her career has spanned 4 decades as well. She's the youngest of 6 children, and she's the proud mother of 2 children of her own, Jake and Skylar. And also, her recording career has included, as I mentioned, gold and platinum albums in the United States, Europe, and Asia. And she has sold over 20 million records worldwide. She's received 2 Grammys and was the first and still only artist to have top 5 records on 5 major Billboard charts, which is an extraordinary accomplishment. In addition to her recording success, Sheena Easton is a top concert attraction around the world and always has been. She also, again, has an incredible list of notable acting credits, including a 5-episode appearance on Miami Vice, a co-starring role opposite Stacy Keach in John Carpenter directed trilogy on Showtime titled Body Bags. Also a guest star in the top syndicated cult series, The Highlander, and starring role in UPN's Ghost Stories, too. Other appearances have included guest roles on Briscoe County and also Tech Wars, as well as starring in Showtime's Outer Limits. She also appeared as a regular on the 2005 PAX TV show Young Blades. And during 2004, Sheena and the incredible Brian McKnight, R&B superstar, hosted a talk show originating in Las Vegas, and she especially enjoyed the genre of performance. Now, of course, on Broadway, we're just showing you some of the amazing things that she's been a part of and telling you about that. But album after album, all the amazing years of music. And of course, this one, Morning Train, everybody loves this one. This really kicked things off in such an incredible way. How many of the albums do you have? How many Sheena Easton songs do you have in your playlist? I'm sure a lot. She's been with us again all these years, putting smiles on our faces, making us think and laugh and cry and have wonderful moments of musical treats. You know, here's a terrific shot when she was on Young Blades, as I mentioned. And also here is another fabulous album called Fabulous, the wonderful disco classics that she knocked out of the park. I mean, she really has touched on so many genres of music, which I think is an extraordinary accomplishment as well. And of course, For Your Eyes Only, another epic song. And so much music. Again, this is bringing back so many memories for you as well, right? This was a brilliant, brilliant album. And of course, her time doing duets with the incomparable Kenny Rogers. I got a chance to meet him and interview him on PBS, and he was extraordinary. She got to sing with him and collaborate and work with him. She's also worked with Prince. Yes, and we'll talk about that as well. Was even in a film as well, too. Sign of the Times with Prince. Again, so much music. This was from a fantastic Royal Variety performance for the Queen in 1982. And she sang Maybe This Time, which was an extraordinary honor for Sheena Easton. And just, again, if you think about her epic career, like this was fantastic as well. Starring on Broadway, Man of La Mancha with Raul and Julia as Don Quixote, his last performance. She was also in Grease as well as Rito. And that was a great role for her too. London's West End also too. This is a fantastic one, which we all know so well, 42nd Street. And as I mentioned, Miami Vice. There's Dawn Johnson. She's graced our television screens, our film, movie theaters, as well as our incredible hearts with music of all kinds. The Outer Limits, And as I mentioned, Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. This is bringing back memories for you, isn't it? Highlander. So much. And again, we could do a 3-hour mini series on just her career. This is from Body Bags as well. And she had multiple appearances on The Tonight Show with the one and only and greatly missed Johnny Carson. And you know, when Johnny used to give people that little wink and say, come on over, it meant big things were happening. And everybody, again, always wanted to have her on the talk shows, always wanted to have her, and still they want to chat with her about her extraordinary career. She goes on the cruises as well, the music cruises, which I think is really cool. And she's right here with us. Talk a little bit about her amazing career and also the holiday tour and so much. Coming up right now for you on the Jim Masters Show, the incredible and the incomparable Sheena Easton is right here. Sheena, welcome to the Jim Masters Show. What an honor, privilege, and a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
The pleasure is all mine. You know, it's really amazing when you do take a look back, which it could be a mini series for sure, your epic career and all the things that you've done and continue to do that have touched the lives of so many people. Sheena, I know you're very humble about it. You just did what came naturally through your heart and your just talent and your soul. But so many people have been so touched by your music and your acting prowess and everything that you've done. You've been so wonderfully responsive to your fans as well. The last time I saw you was actually at the incomparable Mohegan Sun, and that was in the Wolf Den. And as I was mentioning to you before we went on the air, it was packed and people were singing along with you and they were smiling and they were dancing, and you brought back so many incredible memories for everybody. You really love interacting with the fans and sharing the music and memories, don't you?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite thing. I mean, I just enjoy so much. I see their faces when they hear the intro to a song and it's their song, it's the one they came to hear, and their eyes light up, and that makes me excited. So what it does is songs that I've been singing for years, for 40 years or whatever, they become new for me again because I experience it all over again with the people sitting right in front of me. So that's why live performing to me is the best thing you can do.
So you grew up in Scotland, and I think if I did my research correctly, you did something similar that I did as a kid. And I would go in, we had a big, one of those big wooden furniture stereo systems in our living room in New York. And I would go in and I would dig through my father's
Mhm.
music, and my mother's too, but really my father's music, and pull it out and just play those records on the phonograph I had, trying not to scratch any of them because I'd have to put them back in the sleeve and quietly put them back in the stereo system. But
Right.
it gave me great exposure. Well, what I did was a couple of them I did scratch up. So in later years, I replaced them with CDs and gave them for Christmas.
Ah.
Remember this album? Remember that one? A few scratches, Dad. Here it is on CD, no scratches. But you did something similar too. You got exposed to music rather early through, I think, your brother and your father's albums.
Well, I'm the youngest of 6, so I had a vast record collection that I could steal from. I listened to my dad's stuff. I mean, he loved Glenn Miller and Mario Lanza and light opera and swing and big band. He loved all of that. So that got me early on into listening to the great American history of music. And then my older brothers and sisters, I took all of their James Taylor, their the Yes, Steely Dan. My other sister, my oldest sister, she loved the great singers. She loved Shirley Bassey and Tom Jones and all the big voices back then. And then, of course, I had my own collection. The first record I ever bought was David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust. But I love Barbra Streisand and all the singer-songwriters from the 70s. Joni Mitchell was my very favorite. So I had a very broad, eclectic musical education. And I think that kind of played itself out in my career. I never really wanted to pin myself down to one thing. I just wanted to explore all the kinds of music that I loved.
You mentioned Barbara Streisand as well. Was it something about Barbara Streisand, and maybe the way we were, that also triggered some of this for you as well? I know that's been a legendary story people have
Um,
shared.
Yeah, it's a story that people talk about. It's really simple. It's just that, I mean, I had been listening to music and loving music and enjoying music. And of course, as I said, Barbara Streisand's voice. But I do distinctly remember watching the movie The Way We Were. And I was in the movie theater at home in my little small town. And when the end credits rolled and her voice just filled the theater, I got the chills and I thought, you know what? If I can do that to one person in my lifetime, if somebody could listen to me sing something and it really touched them as much as her voice touches me, then that's it. That's the be all and end all for me. And I kind of set my sights then to just see if I could make it happen. It was completely unrealistic. There was nothing in my background to say that I could do it. But I decided, well, you know what? If I don't try, I'm gonna fail, so I might as well try anyway, and that's what I did.
So what would you consider early on then, as you're building the career and getting the exposure and sort of fine tuning your voice, finding your voice, trying different things, different looks, different sounds? What would be one of those early opportunities for you that really opened up the door to other great things that came your way?
I think it all starts with when I first got into the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. I got into that wonderful music and drama school, and that helped me just getting past the front door, getting the audition and getting in, gave me some confidence. So once I went to school, I joined my first band, and I was singing, doing weddings and clubs and lounges and everything all over town. And while I was in school, I got the opportunity to audition for a BBC documentary series, and it was a series called The Big Time, and they were doing 6 different episodes involving 6 different kinds of things, and it was basically taking an amateur and giving them exposure to the big time. Someone got to cook a huge banquet. I think someone drove a fast race car, and I was the young singer. And the point of it was to take me to record one single and show how it was to make a single. It's a very long story, but that opportunity led me to go to the record company. And instead of just doing that, they decided to sign me as an artist for a long term deal. So it opened up my recording career. So when I was in my first year of college, I started singing with my band. And by the time I was at the end of college, I was recording and launching my recording career and beginning my travels throughout the world.
And we are so happy that you did and that those opportunities came your way to propel things for you. You mentioned documentary, that reality television series, The Big Time Pop Singer, was something special that really got things going, right? You're referring to?
That's it. That's the one.
Mm. And helped you gain the record deal, eventually signing with EMI. And those first two singles, Modern Girl and 9 to 5, both entered top 10 UK singles chart simultaneously, became one of the most successful British female recording artists of the 1980s. Things really going. Tell us about those first two singles that the world got a chance to really savor and say, my God, Sheena Easton, she's amazing. I want more. Modern Girl and 9 to 5.
Modern Girl was the song that we recorded for the documentary. So it was the one that was basically featured in that. And when the documentary was shown on television, Morning Train 9 to 5 was released at the same time. And so people went to the record store, remember record stores? Back
Oh,
then we had
yes.
them. We
Yeah.
went to the record store and they asked for the Modern Girl, the song that they had seen on the documentary show, and they asked for the one that they had just started to hear on the radio, and that was Morning Train 9 to 5. So they both at the same time went straight up the charts in Britain. And Modern Girl had some success around the world in different places, especially Asia, but Morning Train was the one that really took off for me worldwide and went to the top five in so many countries at the same time. And that was the song that introduced me, so to speak, to Cubby Broccoli, who produced James Bond then, and that was the song that basically got me the chance and got me signed up to do For Your Eyes Only, which was the theme song for the James Bond movie coming out that year.
That's right. And did you get a chance to meet Bond?
I sure did. We did a press junket together, so yeah, we did a lot of talking together.
Mm. And Sean Connery as well, right? I think too. You met, yeah.
Sean's awesome. I met
Mm.
Sean not through that, but I met Sean. We were both in Japan at the time. He was promoting a movie that he was doing with Wesley Snipes, and I was over there promoting something, probably a tour and whatever music I had out. And we met on different TV shows, and I got to know him then.
It's amazing too, as I mentioned, people probably think of the music first and for, good reason, but you also were on Broadway and you starred as Aldonza in Men of La Mancha opposite late Raul Julia's Don Quixote. Um, you played one of the top five grossing hits at the box office, that incredible Men of La Mancha, and the response was extraordinary. People getting a chance to see you on the stage as Rizzo, and well, that was in Greece too, which followed after. But what was it like, taking the stage in New York on Broadway in such an epic performance and play as Men of La Mancha?
Um, it was terrifying,
It
to
must
be
be. Yeah.
honest. It was my first, even though I'd been to drama school, that was my first time really walking out on the professional theater was in in a Broadway theater. But what made it okay and what made me be able to do it is Raul Julia. He was awesome. He was not only the star of the show as Don Quixote, but he was such a mentor and he could see that this was new for me and scary for me, and he made me feel confident and good about it. And I don't think I could have done as well as I did if I hadn't been for Raul taking the time to take me under his wing and really helped me through that experience. And I learned so much. And when I did 42nd Street back in the UK and just in 2017, I took a lot of what I learned from working with Raul into that, and it carried it with me, and it gave me confidence to do that show too.
Incredible. And you also took on the role in Grease, the iconic Grease as
I think
well.
everybody did Grease, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much who
Yeah.
didn't do Grease.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Everybody in the pop world did a stint in Grease at some point.
Right. We had Carol Demas on the show just a couple of weeks ago, the original Sandy, when Grease first came out, and which was incredible. And but to be a part of something like that is extraordinary. You have been a part of a lot of major epic scenarios and have had opportunities to work with some really, breathtaking superstars such as yourself, like working with Prince. Um, what was that like?
It's hard to describe
Yeah,
working with Prince. I mean, he was such a unique talent, and
yeah.
there was no one like him in the business. And he was a good friend, and we collaborated on so much stuff. We wrote songs together. He produced stuff that he wrote for me, and I just have nothing but good things to say about him. He was a wonderful soul, made me laugh all the time. He teased me relentlessly, which is why I think we got along so well because we were always joking around. But yeah, I miss him. He was a beautiful man.
and you guys worked so beautifully together, as you did with another iconic figure in music and so much more. And a sweetheart of a guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him on a PBS special and chatting with him, Kenny Rogers. How did that come about where now you're working with Kenny Rogers and that extraordinary song We've Got Tonight and other things? How did that collaboration develop for you, Sheena?
Well, as you know, Kenny obviously started in country music, but he had made the crossover to be in a huge pop hit as well. He had so many great pop hits under his belt at this point, and we were on the same record label. And I got a phone call saying, "Hey, Kenny's recording his album right now, and he wants to do a duet of the Bob Seger tune We've Got Tonight, and he would love to do it with you. What do you think?" So I went down to the studio, and Kenny had already recorded his part. So I had to listen to it and kind of digest it and sing around his vocals and with his vocals and compliment his his vocals and get the timing and the breathing and everything. So it was wonderful. I really got to absorb this man's talent. It was so incredible to do. And then of course, it came out and it was a hit. And then, Kenny and I, we performed it live several times on his TV special and my TV special. And we did it, in a big couple of big concert arenas. So it was a great experience, and it was great getting to know him. As you said, he truly was a gem and a sweetheart and a giant, such a giant in the industry.
He really was. And again, hit after hit too for him that
Mm.
you still hear today and they make you feel really good, like your music as well. And this is all music that really has stood the test of time and, real instruments and vocal, powerful performances that are extraordinary that continue to last. You had an opportunity as well to work with Luis Miguel and have an opportunity to be highly noted on this. What was it like working with him? He was extraordinary too.
He was wonderful. He is wonderful. I mean, he's an
Yeah,
incredibly talented man. When we worked together, he was just barely a teenager. He was a
right.
young man, just kind of, I can't say he was just starting out because he was already successful, but he was very young. And I was recording an album in Spanish at the time, and it was suggested that we do a duet together. And I got to hear his voice and how amazingly talented he was. And so we recorded our song together and released it, and we got a Grammy for it. So I guess it must have been okay. um,
Okay,
but
yeah.
it was great. It was great seeing how amazing he was even at that age.
Absolutely. You're a six-time Grammy Award nominee and two-time Grammy Award winner. Best New Artist in 1981 and Best Mexican American Performance in 1985 with that duet with Luis, which was extraordinary. When you received your Grammy handed to you by the Pointer Sisters, we had, God bless her, Anita, who was on our show, and Ruth. And the two of them together were hilarious. We were laughing up a storm and just telling all these great stories. But when the Pointer Sisters presented you with the Grammy, what was that sensation like for you? Only you would know.
I probably blacked out in a blur of shock when it was handed to me because I truly did not expect to get it. Best New Artist, I was up against such incredible talent. And I thought, well, I'm here at the party. I get to see all the famous people that I've been listening to for years. So I was shocked, honestly, when I got it. I didn't have some prepared speech. I just kind of went up and said probably what I was thinking. Um, but it was surreal. It truly was surreal. I don't think I ever really took that in until much, much, much later. Yeah.
There's a lot of firsts too, and a lot of things that you did that people might not even realize. Like, for example, you sang first Wind Beneath My Wings, that extraordinary song that Bette Midler, of course, knocked out of the park and made a hit. But you had an opportunity to do it as well. And it's on this, and people can even hear it on Spotify too, which is it's a breathtaking version of it. But that came to you first.
I don't think I was even the first. I think someone else had done it before me. But yeah, that happens with songs. There's a lot of great songs that, if they are great songs, artists respond to them, and you'll hear many versions of a truly good song.
Whatever you take on, you just seem to be able to put that Sheena touch on it that really touches the hearts and souls of so many people. And of course, I mentioned some of the other things that you've had an opportunity to do that bring back memories for people, like the Outer Limits, being a part of that. What was that like for you?
You know, I did a bunch of guest starring acting roles, and they're
You
all so
have.
different, but they're
Yeah.
a lot of fun. You know, it's great to be able to sing and perform, and it's also great to be able to act. So I can honestly say I've enjoyed every single one of those things that I got the chance to do. And the cartoon voiceover work, that was probably my
Yes.
favorite, because working with those voiceover artists, they're hysterically funny, and you get to sit in the room and you get to hear them create five characters, you know, all at once. They're absolutely having conversations with themselves as different characters. Mind blowing to me. So I've been blessed. I've had the chance to do a lot of stuff, and I don't take any of it for granted.
Is that something you'd like to do more of? That's such a big area, and that industry of the animated and cartoon and even video game characters has just completely blown up.
Yeah. Yeah, I would do more of that, I guess. If something came along that seemed like it was really fun, I would definitely do that again. I love what I'm doing now, though. I love the fact that I go out and I perform, I tour, I perform about a couple of weekends a month. Um, this tour that we're doing, the holiday tour, Home for the Holidays, that's a whole month from Thanksgiving through Christmas. But in general, I get to work and enjoy my life. You know, I've been doing this, as we mentioned, since I was 17, 18, and I'm 66 now. So I've done many 8 shows a week, sit down in Vegas, sit down on Broadway, sit down in the West End. I've done that. So I'm loving the fact that I get a balanced life now. I have a wonderful family life and friends, and you know, I get to enjoy having fun and getting out there in front of the audience, in front of the fans with my band, whom I adore. My musicians are the most talented guys on the planet. And we get to have fun every time we perform, and it's always amazing. We sit around and tell stories the next time we get together about the last gig. So yeah, performing live is my favorite.
And again, everything always sells out. People are on their feet. People are singing, the songs along with you, which is amazing. And from all of these different albums and so much of music over the years that you have gifted us with. And not just here in America and in Canada, but around the world, like this one too, Strut. This was another fantastic one too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, so many that it's just, and we have it in our, it's in the boom box, it's in the stereo, it's in the car. We have it all. This was a wonderful one too. No Strings. Tell us about this one, the inspiration for this one, Sheena.
Well, that was not a big commercial album. That was an album that was one of those things, it was something I just wanted to do. I wanted to go in and record an album of standards, done like, you know, it was done back in the day. And so we went in and we recorded, and we pretty much did it like 3 takes, and then picked the one that we liked the best, and that was the finished thing. And we did it. It's called No Strings because it was a concept that I had of finding love, looking for love, first of all, finding love, you know, the first throes of amazing, oh, love is so fabulous. And then love ending, and then moving on and going, that's it. I'm done with it. I am over it. So we called it No Strings because of no strings attached. And also, with there's no strings on the album. It's a very pared down. It's very focused, almost acoustic with jazz acoustic kind of sound. A lot of great piano, horns, jazz guitar, and again, wonderful musicians. And it was produced by Patrice Rushen, who was just awesome. So I've gotten to do that music since then many times. In fact, I've done it with strings, I've done it with symphonies where we've added a full orchestra to it. And it's been a great experience.
Another one too is one that was acoustic, which was another fantastic one. This was Home. Tell us about this one.
That is that the title says it all. That was an
Yeah.
album that basically was songs reflecting what the emotions that comes from your home and your family and your kids and
Is that
all
inspired by your
things.
kids?
100%. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You've always been home and hearth centered, and how have you been able to balance over the years this extraordinary career that pulled you in a million different directions? You've done Broadway, you've done television, you've done film, you've done an incredible recording career. Um, Highly revered, highly respected, beloved around the world, and funny. You've got a quick wit. You've got that Scottish, sort of Scottish Irish quick wit, which I'm very in tune with. Very dry wit, which is you make it a great experience when people come to see you. How have you balanced? And it seems like in a really good, solid way, which is inspiring for others, all of what, the glitz and glamour and all of it pulled you into with the family and home and hearth, and be able to do that in the way that you have been able to do it to the
Well,
best of your ability.
it was a choice. In fact, you talked about Man of La Mancha. We discussed that. At that time, that was when I decided to take a step back from just making an album and going on tour and making an album and going on tour. I wanted to stay creative, but to do something different. And that's why I chose to go to Broadway for the first time. And that gave me a chance to step out from the treadmill, so to speak, of my life that I was on and really analyze what I wanted. And that's when I came to the realization that I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to keep working and be a performer, but I really wanted a family. So it took a while, it took a few years. I really made sure it wasn't just one of those whims, it's a family, it's not something you're going to walk away from. And so a few years later, in the early 90s, is when I adopted my kids. And I adopted them knowing that I was going to take a step back from full time touring. I didn't want to drag my kids all over the country on a tour bus. I wanted to kind of stop and be a mom and see how I could work and still be a mom. And that's when I first went to Vegas and sat down and did 8 shows a week for 2.5 years, because I could go to work when my kids were going to bed because they were little. And then, they got a little bit older and they were like, Mom, we don't like the fact that you're working every night. So that's when I dialed it back even more, and I started to just work on the weekends, essentially going out and doing 2 and 3 weekends a month with my concert tour. And it kept me sane. It kept me grounded. It kept me grateful for the times that I did perform instead of being burnt out because I was just working all the time. And it kept a great balance in my life. But more importantly, it allowed me to be a mom to my kids full time and still be a singer and a performer. And then, I went back to doing, like, I went back in 2017, as I said, and went over to England and did the West End because my kids were up and grown and didn't need mommy to be there every day. So I managed to have the best of both worlds. I know a lot of moms can't do that. I know a lot of moms, you can't kind of step back from your job because if you do, the job goes away from you. It's just
Right.
how the world is. So I know that I was fortunate that I could do that, that I could step back and still have my career. And I'll always be grateful for my fans that have stuck with me and waited for me. And I'll have fans come to me and say, "Oh, I've waited 6 years for you to come to this area and perform." So I have very loyal fans, and I'm always grateful for that.
You even dabbled into the talk show world with the R&B legend Brian McKnight, and being a broadcast host myself, I know the rigors of doing talk shows and hosting and television and radio and all. There's a great shot of Brian. What was it like dabbling into that opportunity coming away, and that was out of Las Vegas?
That was fun. That was a company there that they were thinking, okay, Vegas could be a town where we do television, and they had the idea to do a pilot. It was just a pilot, it only was for a summertime. And we did, I think, 3 months of it, something like that. And we interviewed various actors and singers that were coming through Vegas promoting different things. And but it just wasn't practical. Now, right now, they're starting to build a big complex here in Vegas. They're starting to build a TV and film studio. They're hoping to start doing a lot of projects here because a lot of TV shows come here and film remotely. You'll see a lot of episodes and TV shows that are based here in Vegas. So I think they're thinking of, maybe I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else comes up with the idea of doing another talk show. But when we did it, the time wasn't quite right for it then.
Got to have the studio, the facilities, all the
Yeah,
people. It takes more than a village to definitely
yeah,
put it together. Speaking of that, you have graced the stage that the Tonight Show multiple times over the years with the incomparable
the
Johnny
best.
Carson and others, of course, after. But that very first time that you were on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, usually there was that certain look, the wave. Whenever Johnny said, "Come on over to that couch," it really made careers for singers and actresses and actors and comedians extraordinarily. That was a big moment to be on that show, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, Johnny was a true gentleman and the best at his craft. And yeah, when I got invited to come and sit on the couch and talk, and then off camera, he said, "You're welcome anytime you want to come back, you're welcome." And that to me was like, it's like a warm hug. I was so thrilled. And he was a sweet man. He was always very kind to me. And yeah, I look back fondly on those days. It was a wonderful time.
Absolutely, truly, and like I mentioned, you've done so much television. Did you like the television part of your career? Miami Vice and other great things that you've done, and film, and specials, and This Is
Yeah.
Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. and The Outer Limits and Highlander. I mean, Body Bags, as we mentioned as well. But of course, people do remember Miami Vice, which was very cool to be a part of that.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I've loved all the things I've been able to do. That's maybe one of the blessings of starting very young and sticking around in a career for over 40 years, is that just a lot of opportunities came my way, and then I got the chance to do stuff that brought, like, just joy to my life and to my work life. So yeah, I'm very grateful, and I love doing all of it.
Sang for the Queen Mother as well in 1982, the Royal Variety Performance, and this incredible Maybe This Time. Tell us about that grand opportunity to do that.
I don't have specific memories of that. I mean, I've done a few Royal Variety performances, and I've performed for, I think, 2 or 3 presidents at different, Kennedy centers and different things like that. And it's always, it's amazing to be asked to do something like that. It's a true honor, but I don't have specific stories to give you about that particular performance.
Just the fact that you were there and the Queen Mother was there, and I heard she was tapping her toe up and down. I don't doubt that she was. You are coming to the region and going all over actually with some other fabulous people. People Bryson, another epic star and wonderful person, and also Ruben Studdard and Isla Serva, who's the wonderful, phenomenally gifted trumpet player. Tell us about this. This specifically is the one that's at the Katharine Hepburn Cultural Arts Center, beautiful performing arts center, where you've been before. And this is coming up in December. And here's how you can get the tickets as well. Tell us what people can expect. And do you love performing the holiday carols and getting into the holiday spirit, Sheena?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a different holiday show with Peebo many years ago, and so he's fabulous to work with. But yeah, this will be a show where, as artists, we get to do some of our hits for the audience. We get to do a couple of Christmas songs. We get to do some duets together. So it's a real feel good. It's the end of the year. It's been a stressful year for a lot of people in the country, and it's a time to just relax and rejoice and give thanks for everything good in your life. And it's good to be there. Maybe bring your family with you. And it's a good kickoff to the holiday season. So I'm really looking forward to that.
It's going to be wonderful. Do you, and we'll tell people again in just a second how they can get the tickets and all, but do you have a personal song or two that you've sung over the years that might not even be what everybody else loves, but that are your personal favorites of the many songs you've been responsible for?
Of my hits, what are my favorites? Oh, that changes. That changes every single time.
I
It
like that.
changes. It changes because when you're performing live, I think I mentioned this. You're looking at your audience and you see their eyes light up. You'll see certain people that you just connect with in the front, maybe 10 rows, that you can really see how their faces are when they're watching the show. And you can see them nudging their partner or grabbing them when they hear the intro to the song that they've really waited to hear. And that makes you kind of come alive. It makes you spark. And the other thing that makes a song my favorite of the night, so to speak, would be I have great musicians that I travel with. My band are amazing, and they'll play solos. And some nights I'll just be like, oh my goodness, I've heard them play a solo maybe 100 times, and that night they'll just do something completely different that blows me away. So the fact that we're doing it live, that keeps the song new and fresh, and it creates new memories associated with the song, and that will always keep those old hits, favorites. I think a lot of artists talk about, oh, I just like performing my new material. I'm so tired of my hits. I'm not tired of them because I can see how much they mean to the fans that have gone out of their way to get a babysitter maybe, and pay money for tickets and parking, and you have to have a meal, and it costs a lot of money to go to a show. So when people make the effort to do that, I'll give them the hits. That's what they've come to hear.
Absolutely. And you've done that and continue to do that so beautifully. We have a lot of your music in our collection and we listen to it often. I saw you in Greece. I saw you in Manila Mancha. I've been to the concerts, saw you at Mohegan Sun as well. I'm going to be there to see you at the Kate. You are extraordinary and you're so humble and you're so gifted and you're so responsive to your fans. They know you've got 100% of yourself in. You love what you do, and you're in a sweet spot. You've got the balance of loving family and still doing what you love to do. That you've shared those gifts with us over the years has been extraordinary. Before we go, what are some of those blessings and joys in your life that continue to fill your cup and your soul and your heart so you can still do what you do for all of us?
What are the blessings in my life? Oh, I would need to be here for a couple of hours to tell you all the
We'll have to,
blessings.
on part two, we'll have Sheena back. She'll tell us. But a couple of the things that really, well, the family, of
Well, I
course.
mean,
Yeah.
my kids, no mom can ever say that anything is a bigger blessing than their kids. So yeah, my kids mean the world to me, but also the fact that I'm still able to go out and perform. I never take for granted the fact that I get opportunities still. People still call up my agent and want to book me. And that means so much to me because I remember when I first started out, people going, "Ooh, I hope you're not one of those one-hit wonders," which happens to a lot of artists. You get one little moment of success and it all goes away. I've been lucky that I've had many doors open to me. Um, and the other thing that I think I enjoy music and I enjoy musicians. I enjoy hearing people play live. I'm always amazed at talent, and I love being in the same room as talent. So I'll never take for granted that I get to go out there with incredible talent, and I get to relive memories with people. I get to relive their lives with them when they're in that audience and they're hearing their song, and I'm there with them, and we get to experience that together. So those are joys that keep me going year after year.
Beautiful joys and blessings to have, Sheena. Thank you so very much in your busy schedule for your generosity of time, for all that you've done over the years for all of us in so many different areas of the arts. You've really touched upon it all: television, film, music, stage. And you continue to share yourself with all of us and take us down memory lane and then present some new things as well. You really are a blessing, and
Thank you.
it's an honor to have you here on the Jim Masters Show. We're going to keep the porch light on for you. We say that to all the guests. You are welcome back anytime. We would love to have you back. And I thank you for joining us on the show all the time. Best of luck with the tour. Safe travels for you and everybody.
Thank
And
you.
come see us again. And I truly hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I
I did.
absolutely have with you.
Thank you very much, Jim. It was so much fun.
The pleasure was all mine. Come see us again. We'll keep the light on for you. And blessings to you, Sheena. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Sheena Easton here on the Jim Masters Show Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series, an extraordinary performer, a music superstar and icon, and just a wonderful person to chat with. She really is. You know what's so great about her? She's authentic. She's real. She's spot on. There are no airs about Sheena Easton. There never have been. And I think this is another reason why people gravitate to her. They love her music. They love the authenticity. She puts on a great show. She's going to be coming to lots of different areas. And one of them is the Kate, a beautiful place. If you've never been there, there are tickets. They are going fast. This is coming up Monday, December 1st. You can go to thekate.org, and there's a telephone number as well. It's home for the holidays, and she's going to be joined by Peebo and Ruben. And it's going to be an extraordinary. If you want to get into the holiday spirit, if you want to feel really good, make sure you get your tickets. You're going to love every single song. And as she just so eloquently described, you're going to hear the holiday favorites and also the hits from each as well. We thank the incomparable Sheena Easton for joining us here on the show. Here also, as we've shown earlier, is her website. We encourage you to go to the website and you have an opportunity to see things she's doing, other things that she's working on, tour dates, ways to get music. Of course, she's all over Spotify and iTunes. Her music is everywhere. We remember digging in the Tower record stores in New York to get our Sheena Easton music. But however you get it, it is all available. And again, she truly is a blessing. I know you guys enjoyed the conversation, and we thank you for that and all your wonderful comments and everything that you do to let us know you enjoy what we do here on our Celebrity Talk Show series. So once again, thanking music superstar Sheena Easton. We hope to have her back. The porch light is on for her. This is your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, come see us again right here on the Jim Masters Show series. We love having you here. Spread the word about our show. Don't forget to love one another, take care of one another, as we always say, and do the same for yourself. It's important to do that. And come see us again. We love you all. Be well, and cheers.